calls. Wow, look at that.
We're recording. I don't know what's going on with the visual though.
Oh, okay.
That just means we're blacked out, nobody can see us.
Click the view button at the corner, see what it does.
That should just be for anybody who's there with. There's something right. Showed some kind of air thing, but
Do you want me to sort of get on with my phone to see what's going on?
Yeah, that would
What
be
it looks like? How do I do that?
You have
I
Zoom?
know, right?
You have Zoom on your phone?
I got it.
Okay, then you can log in.
Okay,
You go to the city page and you go to the calendar.
we're in Orinoco, right?
Yeah.
Orinoco calendar.
We are recording as well. We're going live here.
We're still in Orinoco.
So I'm just gonna talk in code then.
Justin Howard.
Probably will be in a half hour too.
Okay, Orinoco, O-R.
Hurry.
No, I just haven't brought this.
Calendar, C-A-L-E-N-D-E-R.
Should be down here somewhere if it's available.
Community calendar, no, city calendar.
Yeah.
Community calendar, you got 2024 community.
Okay,
And then if you click on today's.
it says this page cannot be found.
Let's try.
2024 community calendar.
With your headphones, I'm assuming, because they have the same.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, those are my husband's.
Thank you.
Bluetooth. Next.
Old school paper,
Here.
yeah.
Nope, that's not what I wanted. Sorry. We're on that one.
I have my list of trees and if anybody asks, I.
Paul, do you know the
This might be the wrong one.
security key for here?
I can't do it.
Because it's on a PDF.
Oh, but I can copy it.
That
right?
Wi-Fi.
Oh, I know nothing about the.
No, nothing of the Wi-Fi?
Jeez,
I
that's,
don't even know Wi-Fi.
this is not.
If they haven't changed it, I probably still have.
No,
You know, I'm thinking it's
I'm
probably
pausing the
my phone.
recording.
See if anybody,
I'm back live.
So they're doing a whole hog then?
can you,
Well, they talked about, there was two different ways they were gonna do it. Normally, they've always done a whole hog. And I think they're gonna continue to do that
Dawn and
this
City
time.
of Orinoco.
Is that you?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
They're gonna,
Well then,
I think they started,
yeah, we've got something with the pictures not
Friday
working, but I'm guessing people can still get logged in. So
Well, if somebody else comes on,
they should be able to hear us.
yeah, okay.
So we'll continue. And
Sounds like a plan. All right, well, welcome everyone on this lovely, extremely warm, early June day. So. Would anyone like to, well, let's see. So guess what? The May meeting minutes are not completed. Cause I thought about it more than it took to even actually do them, so they're not done.
Why
So,
did you think about it?
I know, I thought about it, but I never did it.
Okay.
So, because, and it's in here. So we don't have any May meeting minutes to approve. So next month we'll have to do the May and June again. And, Ryland will be here maybe in 15 minutes or so. So he can give us the updates on this other stuff. So, does anyone have any additions to our agenda this evening?
And is the report about the planting, is that on the agenda?
I never saw it.
I don't, I'm not quite sure I did either. I'm trying to think of what,
Let's see, I think I'm gonna just do it on here. All right,
I don't think she sent it. I
Yeah,
forget.
you did.
Did she?
Friday.
No, I can't. Friday?
Yeah, it would have came from Renee, I believe.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Did you just say Jenga?
Agenda. That's what it said on the email.
He said Jenga.
I made the mistake, closed it, you can't open it back up.
Well,
Uh-oh.
what I'm looking at is the unapproved Monday, May sixth, 2024 meeting minutes that she sent. The
Also, there are
unapproved.
some meeting minutes that were sent
Well,
for
that's
me.
what she sent.
Where was it sent?
Well, I got Friday, just a minute, well, let me look.
Thursday, June 3rd, Renee,
Well, I mean, maybe I'm all screwed up here, just a minute.
third agenda, Parks and Trails, doc.
No, maybe
Maybe I missed something.
I don't know what I'm looking, to tell you the truth, but, you know,
Yeah, I just see the agenda for today. June agenda.
Yes.
I got video.
Nice.
Ta-da,
Whoa,
skinny video.
happy.
What happened?
Okay.
The camera wasn't turned on.
Go ahead, turn it
I
on.
knew. Turn it off.
Yeah,
We don't need to be seen.
Now he knows where that button is.
all right. Cool, well, we'll just keep moving along here. And I'm going to do this. All right. So. I'm not following along. I'm gonna say something that does nothing. Isn't on here. Hang on. Okay. So. We have Justin and myself and Paul. All right, and it's June 3rd? Okay. Bill,
Can I,
Last I checked.
no, yes, Kevin, so,
well, I received the unapproved minutes of the Monday, May 6th, 2024
yeah, what did I put
for
in?
Parks and Trails. It's got everything there, the agenda, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't have a lot of the discussion, I guess, is what it is. I don't know why that's sent to me, but
What day did you get that?
today,
Oh,
I think, when I'm looking at my,
And did it come from Renee?
honestly,
So I don't need to monitor who's joining then?
You can if you want to, if there's somebody else that
I
pops
mean, or
up
can you see on there or not?
somewhere.
Okay, I mean, I just,
I don't see any.
see what? Today is today.
I can even.
No, this is, I can put this in there and it'll show everybody else.
Right, and then this says
No park staff.
minutes for May 6th, so I clicked on that. Open it up,
That's it.
that's it, but I don't know where it came from.
Except my name is spelled wrong.
Well, I better give them a verbal.
Is it an O-N or at the end or E-N?
O-N. It says O-N and it's E-N.
Wait, it is,
So you could just delete the name and that'd be fine with me.
no. Okay, so Lance, you do spell your name Sorenen?
Yes.
How long have I known you? Anyway, okay. Mhm. All right,
Since you were 15, probably.
no, I was 25.
20, 25, okay.
All right. Do we like it when we do a motion to approve the agenda? Or something? I know, probably, right?
Yep, yes.
Okay, but since I didn't have the meeting minutes done, we'll have to do that later, although Kevin's got something.
What? Yeah, look at this, this is, no, I don't know where it came from, I don't know, but I just showed it Lance. It came just 6 something tonight. Scott, all of us, it's got me on there, I've only been here one meeting, so it shows that we're all here and I don't know where it came from.
Oh, I lost it.
Oh, yeah.
Says from Kevin to Kevin. How did you get that? Oh my gosh. Okay,
Anyway. So,
All right.
you do what you wanna do, I guess.
I did, you know what happened, Kevin? I'm still learning Google Docs and I did get that far. And so it just shared with you automatically. I would
Well, I'm
imagine.
glad you can understand that stuff, cause I don't know, that comes that.
Oh my goodness.
on with the
Okay,
meeting.
all right. Anyone make a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
All right, Lance, motion.
I second.
All right. Fantastic. Okay, so we'll be waiting for Ryland to arrive for some of these other updates. And then All right. All right. So Lance, as far as you know, the DNR grant for EAB, is that all finished?
All required work is finished.
Okay, all required
Unless
work
we-
and billing?
Unless we need, well, Kane and I talked about whether or not we needed to get some water bags to put around the trees in case it got dry. But he and his crew has set up such a good watering system that I don't think we need to, so. I think everything could
Okay.
be considered complete.
Did I see some at Garden Park? Or is that separate? That might be something,
That's a different.
that's
thing.
probably mitigation for the sewer project,
It's not us.
trees that were planted by Garden Park,
Might be.
right? Okay, so that's separate. All right. Okay. All right,
The trees have all been planted or they're coming, getting ready
They're
to
done.
be, okay.
You should drive through the park.
Okay,
They're absolutely gorgeous.
really, oh, I don't.
are they by the parking lot at Orinoco Park,
They're in the circle
right?
or
Awesome.
the oval or whatever you call it.
What they do with it, plants?
We planted trees.
In the middle, cool.
So there's trees at Orinoco Park and then,
3 at Cowden.
okay. Fantastic.
What time were they?
Ash.
Red oak. Burl,
Careful now, Tom.
white oak. Ironwood. Sugar maple. White pine.
Wow. Okay. Nice one.
Kentucky coffee tree.
Oh.
Gosh, how many? were
Six
you-
trees, wasn't it?
12. Actually, I think it turned out to be 13 because
Yeah,
I had figured tax into that, and since city didn't have to pay tax, we were able to buy an extra tree.
So are you saying it's all complete?
Yes.
Awesome.
like
And
Pebble Beach?
So, I mean, seriously, it's been a long project and,
Yeah.
and it's hard, it's been a long time and just congratulations
Yeah.
for Orinoco that it's
Great
completed.
job. And the ash that we intended to save, I think there was 6 around here and 1 down by the shop have been treated for the second time. Or well, yeah, the second time under the grant. So that's done too.
How's the treatment working on those?
Well, they're alive. That after 2026, then who's ever on the city council and the parks committee will have to decide whether or not they want to continue treating those trees or not. So,
And I think we started this maybe 3 years ago, this grant.
21, yeah.
Yeah, okay, and that's a long time and, you know, given city stuff, things take
Well,
forever.
with all the changes in staff and
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to, it's good to, I think it's good to celebrate things when they get.
Oh, yeah.
So,
it'd be cool to have a little, a dedication of some sort, but just an attaboy kind
over
of.
some ash wood.
Right,
What do you call that?
We could make a new, I could make a new,
Firewood, no, but I mean, but the hot dog's over. Whatever. Hint.
All right. So it appears to me that I do not have on the agenda I sent you guys. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay, good for me. Okay, look, I just gave myself credit. Ta-da. Okay, so thank you very much for getting all of that stuff taken care of for the EAB. And Kevin, would you agree age-friendly Orinoco is just a little quiet right now? We're just,
Well, I missed last month's meeting, so I'm not sure.
right?
I think got to help them put up those flags for Memorial Day and I ran over my time and I missed the meeting.
right? Right?
Were you there? Were you there?
No, I wasn't able to go either, I was subbing. So, I think they had a very successful open house. And that was basically just some collaborating, but nothing to like drum up new projects or anything really. Would you agree?
Well, yeah, I mean, there was several different vendors aren't necessarily the right word, but people that have all different kinds of, services
Yeah.
that showed up and quite a few of them, it sounded like they were pretty excited about this and being able to, talk to everybody and vice versa, you know, even amongst themselves and amongst, our committee. And, some of them think that there's quite, you know, some things that they can bring to the table to our community and yeah, so I don't know, it was a good thing. And the vendors that came were really excited and we were excited for the turnout and several people stopped in to check it out also, so it was a good thing.
Perfect. Rylan, were you able to attend the Age Friendly Orinoco meeting recently? Is there anything parks related that we should mention?
Wasn't at the last one, no. I've seen the minutes came out.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to look at
I haven't
that.
read 'em either.
No.
Rosemary sent them out today. So.
Yeah, she did,
Okay.
yeah. So, yeah, I missed last meeting, so.
All right, I'm just writing, things are still getting set up for Age Friendly Orinoco.
It's a process.
Yes. All right. And Dawn, are you ready or not yet? Sure. You are? Okay. So Dawn's gonna give us an update on what's been happening with planters and the native plantings.
Just a quick brief history. About 2 years ago, we were having problems keeping up with the plantings and a master naturalist was helping, but she'd gone through some, I guess, some personal difficulties. And eventually I suggested, well, why don't we just do natives, get them established, and then there's not much you need to do from year to year. And so a little bit later on, so some plants got planted, and a little bit later on, I'm a member of Wild Ones, which is a not-for-profit. They have chapters all over and they really promote landscaping with native plants. And they didn't really reach out to, well, when they chatted with me just about what's going on in Orinoco, I mentioned, you know, I'm planting, blah, blah, blah. And they said, hey, do you want some money for that? And it's like, of course. So that was not a hard grant, not even a grant to get.
Mhm.
They sent me a check for $500. And then we talked here and I'm just looking at the notes. Apparently Orinoco agreed to pay up to $150 to plant the planters, I guess with horticultural plants. And then I think, and this is in Katie's handwriting, and I don't know how official Katie's handwriting is, $600 from city,
Oh, look at me sending you that.
and then $150. So I don't know if that's $750 on top of the $500, or I don't know if it's 600 plus 150, but I'll assume it is until someone tells me it's not. So in the meantime, I've been, I have a small business that works on killing invasive plants, which is really nothing to do with this. But I have my ears out for good deals on native plants because I try to fill in those vacant spots with native plants on my clients. So I've been able to get good deals on native plants. So these are transplants, and I'd like to thank
Oh, trans.
Justin.
Oh, there was a discussion about Jason and Justin's names being too similar.
We're just talking about Justin right now, though.
So this is Justin.
We're
Justin
Okay.
and Katie for their support and help, and hopefully their stroke and their support and help. But to date, starting from 5/20, we have planted 172 plants. And I'm gonna say the average is like 450 each. And that includes the planters. One thing we haven't done, there's a couple of things we haven't done yet. I'm trying to work with Justin on the containers so that we can put in water reservoirs in the bottom of the containers so that they can sort of water the plants and we don't have to do it every week because those planters both down in there's 3 down in the parking lot. 4, it's hard, I don't know why this number is so hard to remember. I think there's 4 up here. They're in the hot, dry, they don't really get any water other than rain. And they can go dry very easily and they may need weekly watering. So with these reservoirs that I got from Amazon, we haven't put them in yet because it keeps raining and we were gonna get together tomorrow evening and it's storming tomorrow evening. So we just might have to do this next year. But so along with the plants that are planted so far and the $220 for these reservoirs, which should last more than a year. I've never used them before, but that's $994. That's been planted so far. A couple of the problems, this area right out here, I didn't realize until I started planting it, the eaves come all the way over the planting area. So it pretty much doesn't get rain. So I just put in a few native cacti. Minnesota has native cacti, but you know, they're never gonna be thrilling unless you touch them and then they're thrilling. But I talked to Kane today. I ran into Kane and I dragged him over. He was very, very helpful. And I said, you know, this area doesn't get any water, blah, blah, blah. Can we put in, and I gave him some suggestions. He said, well, how about we just kind of tile the area and have the water, because behind two of these supports are the downspouts for the water from the roof. So like, he said, we can just tile it so that that water goes into the tile and waters this area. That was easy. And he said, well, I bother your plants, and nothing really is planted yet. And then we talked a little bit about tiling the other areas so that, get rid of those ugly black tubes.
Tubes that come apart and come off. all
Right,
the
and that
time.
would be just great to have, I mean, so to give a general overview, the plants on both sides, because the planting areas are on the east side, the west side, and the south side, and they're all kind of hot and sunny areas. We'll get plants that do well in hot and sunny once they're established. So they need to be watered quite frequently, and nature is taking care of that. This area is not planted because it doesn't get water. There's a little inset where the offices are, and that gets enough shade. And Kane talked about we could just cap the end of that if we tile it, cap the end. That's hopefully going to be like a hummingbird planting area, and they tend to like wetter ground, not necessarily wet, but at least damp, not hot and dry. So that's works. And then on the west side, just more of the same plants, that like hot and dry. Once they get established, they should be able to withstand drought, but it'll take them 3 or 4 years to get established, at least 3 or 4 years. So that takes care of and who would I check with to see if it's $600 or $750?
According to the agenda,
Uh-huh.
because they don't have any minutes online for city council. But the agenda was a request for $600 for the native plantings and $150 for the planters.
Okay.
And then you would add the $500 from wild ones, so that means that we would have $1,100 for planting around and then the $150.
Yeah, great.
for planters.
Let me write that down. 11, I'll use your writing. 1,100.
1,100. Yeah, so. And the 500 has already been given to you, so
And
you would just
spent.
need
So we need to
to
minus
get
the
reimbursed
500.
for the
Yeah,
other stuff.
minus, yeah.
What month was
I'm
that?
looking this up, what month?
What was approved?
It looks
What month?
like,
April. No, March.
well,
March 19.
this says next meeting, November the 6th.
I remember
2023.
it, 750 come from, the city approved 750.
Yeah.
The $600 and $150.
So,
One for trees.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we go back and review what month.
yeah, I think it's
It was in March.
March 19th, city council.
Yeah.
Is that okay, so then the other,
Council was March 26th.
Not this March. I don't know.
I
Your agenda says March 19.
can send this to you, I mean, it's,
I missed that one. That was supposed to be my first one, then we snowed in.
Right?
so the other two things that are going on with this, so hopefully that'll get completed at least for this year pretty quickly. The other, if you have any questions or anything, please let me know. The other is Wild Ones would like to do an article on the project for their newsletter. And so I talked to the person and it sounds like they prefer if I wrote it. I'm not thrilled about writing it. But if anybody wants to help write it, or if anybody likes writing, I like writing about other things, not about my own projects. But anyway, and that's due like June the 15th. So,
Ouch.
well, I need deadlines. Unless anybody else wants a deadline, everybody puts their head down.
So do they want just words or pictures? Because pictures wouldn't be very fascinating.
I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it. But I just thought I'd throw
Right.
it. Some people like to write articles, and I do about other things, but not, and it's like a member spotlight plus the Orinoco project. So I'll figure it out.
So what would be neat in there is, and it doesn't have to be exact,
I hear you offering,
to help you.
I hear you offering to help me.
And I already have, right? I wrote stuff down, right? But we could say like the number of species and stuff just for fun. I don't know. So,
Yeah, okay.
all right.
So I think that's it. If there's any, one thing, you know, like I said, I have had help. It's certainly not just me. There's support from the city. Thank you, the city. Thank you to Wild Ones. But there's been so few questions. I'm happy to answer any questions or whatever.
When you and Kane were visiting about tiling around the building, how was he thinking that was gonna happen? With funds they already have, with materials
We
they
didn't
already
get that
have?
far. It didn't sound like it was a big deal.
It always makes me just stop in my tracks, right?
Well, I'm not saying he's gonna
but-
do it. I'm just saying that
Why are
he,
you looking at me?
Because you know these things.
Well,
So tiling around the building, when would that really happen? In what
well,
season?
can I just make
Yeah.
a suggestion?
Yeah.
But at this point, it was a very informal conversation, as I reckon. And so how about this is just hearsay for now?
Even though we talked about it 4 years ago too.
I wasn't,
It was brought to council and council was like, our building is too old, we don't want to do anything around it. Are you
well,
remembering this?
so then,
No,
okay.
when Master Gardeners were coming?
Huh?
When Master Gardeners were coming, they suggested the tiling as well.
may-
So I'm excited that it's.
may I just suggest this? And I mean, it's,
Yes.
as I've worked with various cities and it's always,
Yes.
it's also easy for a city to find a problem that may not actually be a problem. Of course, it might be a problem. May I suggest that we start with this section?
Yeah. see how
I
far
don't
we
know
can
that
get.
it needs to be approved because I don't think it's gonna be a big deal.
I like it.
There's gonna be a runoff there. I mean, if it's so, but let me talk with Kane and then
Okay.
let him figure out if it needs to go to a committee. But otherwise, I would say this is hearsay,
I like it.
and you know, he wouldn't be responsible for problems, and I don't think that he's gonna be saying, oh, this is a stupid idea, let's do it.
I like it.
So if you can forget that part, and I know I'm being recorded.
No, I just wrote tiling suggested around the building with Kane and Dawn will keep us posted.
I am officially recommending that we have this, what I just said.
Yes, I like it.
Okay,
All right. Cool.
so any questions or besides anything else? Okay, thank you. By the way, there is a bunny. If anybody wants to adopt a bunny out there who's eating the leaves of the tender transplants, there's a bunny available for adoption. Very cute.
Did the onion powder help?
Only like one day per day.
Hmm.
I just sprayed it again.
There ain't enough kitties around town.
Yeah, where's the cat?
Yeah, where's the cats around town?
I love it. Has anything happened with the Alice Park planters yet?
Yes, they've been planted.
Fantastic.
But I'm still hoping to get in with Justin to put in the reservoirs underneath because they're gonna get dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he already knows that.
Perfect. All right. And
Thank you, everybody.
you are gonna use the Amazon ones, right?
Yes,
Okay. Cool. How many did we get?
6.
Nice. Okay. And just give me a jingle too when you guys are doing that. Okay, so let's back up, if we're okay with that, since Ryland has arrived. Ryland, what do you have on the Zumber Water Trail?
So right now, we're still proceeding with the $170,000 would be available in July. And we'll start working on our work plan that was submitted. And we're working on probably do a joint powers agreement with the different counties. We had a meeting in late March, I guess it was. And the consensus was from Dodge and Goodhue and Olmsted County was they would prefer a joint powers agreement versus a joint powers board. Main reason is that currently a lot of the board commissioners are very busy with other projects and they're not really excited about being on another board as such, so. But we are looking at joint powers agreement, but there will be some type of advisory over the top of it, and that's to be discussed further. So.
Um,
That's kind of where it's at. It's still progressing, but just. Once we get the funding we have, of the funding we have now, we have about somewhere between $250 and $400 left. So the timing's really good for us to continue the project, so.
Like a normal $250.04, what?
What's that?
Just a regular $250.04 is what's left?
After about 59,000, yeah,
Yeah, that's exciting. Okay,
what we've been spending for the last 3 years, probably.
yeah.
I'm just curious, is an agreement versus a board that we sort of plan to do this and we agree this and we don't need to keep meeting about it? Is that the difference between an agreement versus a board?
Good question. We just haven't,
Okay,
to be determined.
okay.
You know, we're still in the concepts.
It sounds like we'll all agree to, anyway, okay, thank you.
I hope there would be some type of, substance in this joint powers agreement, so we can continue on and look inside, so. And then we have our guiding committee, which will still be in place, kind of work with the different counties, so. So that's progressing.
Yeah. Okay, and then, any DOT news?
The DOT, we received a letter back this weekend. There's some details in it, not so much about, well, there's just details in it. I would like to send it to our city attorney and have them give us some explanation of some of the terms they talked about in the letter. And so we'll be bringing it back probably in June or July. I'm not sure. It depends on the attorney's workload and when he can get to it, but time is on our, I mean, it's not on our side, but it's something probably that we'll have to budget for in our 2025 budget as opposed to now. So we really don't have the funds in the parks and trails for any purchase, but I was surprised how fast the response came. But we have some details we need to work out with our attorney first before we.
Was it quite a big chunk of money that they're wanting?
What's that?
Is it quite a big chunk of money that they want?
No, it's still the same 3 properties we've been talking about all the time.
Okay, but dollar wise, have they said?
I prefer not to say anything until we get some feedback. So.
I always write down on here to go over city council things and then I can never see minutes, but was there anything in May? Well, okay, so we have the May 16th, or excuse me, the April 16th agenda available to view online. And under Parks and Trails, recommend approval for Kevin McDermott. So we did get feedback that was good. And we did get the approval for music in the park and then the MnDOT letter wording. Okay, so what Jason shared with me in an email was that the recommendation to so now I apologize. I'm kind of skipping because I'm talking about council agenda minutes stuff. And what I'm really talking about is underneath Orinoco Park, the mental health awareness sign thing. But what Jason wrote to me was the recommendation to council to approve the Leadership Rochester Group project for mental health signs at the park was not approved by council on May 29. The action failed to get a second motion to be discussed and recommended. And then I asked Jason, well, what do we need to do? And he suggested, hang on, here we go, let's see. Okay, Jason, you're here, but anyway, okay, here it goes. If you would like it brought before council again, I would suggest that you discuss it at our meeting tonight and get a motion to bring it again. Then at the June council meetings, someone needs to be there to discuss our meeting in person before taking action to vote. Hopefully that can get a second motion and get it to vote. I'm struggling because I don't believe there's any cost for the city, except for to just keep an eye on the sign. And maybe that wasn't clear? So what do you guys think?
I don't know, it was never brought to a motion to discuss anything about it at the meeting.
Right.
So other than what the information was provided in the packet, that's all council had to go off before.
Which was like, I mean, I agree, they wouldn't look at a whole spreadsheet and they wouldn't go over everything that they gave us. At any rate, I would still like to support them, but I also haven't even heard from them either, so they're not like asking. So I just don't wanna
What's
forget
the,
it.
could you say what's the,
They,
what is the specific problem?
we were supposed to get permission from city council to allow them to put a sign up that talks about forest bathing.
Oh,
Which is pretty nice. And I guess I just asked for it to come again in June and try to make a simple little
And I'm-
summary.
what, I'm just, why do we ask city, are we supposed to
Oh,
ask
yeah.
city council about putting up signs?
Right? Right, Paul?
What they're probably wanting is they're probably wanting a member of this committee to stand before them or present it to them. And then they can make a decision. I think what they did is they read something, but they didn't really understand. There was nobody there to kind of,
So again, is it, what's that?
No explanation.
no,
But
that's.
is it something we are supposed to go to city council for if we want to put up a sign?
What the suggestion is.
That's what the suggestion would be.
The suggestion, okay,
That's what, I'm assuming that was what council would like to see, so they can better understand what it is. They must have got a little packet or something.
okay, but I'm, the suggestion from whom? I mean,
Us,
okay,
we suggested it last month.
that it should go to,
April.
that it should go to city council.
Well, that's the way protocol works, yeah.
Yeah,
Is it?
We
So it-
suggest things and they approve them.
yeah, and it just got, so I wanted it to go to April, but it got missed. So then when it went in May, I guess there wasn't, I don't know that we even have a financial obligation for this
How
sign.
important is this to spend all this time on?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Then
what's
let's
been
drop it.
happening?
Okay,
I can get an update from the people though.
may I
Yes.
throw in there that,
Yes.
Wild Ones is hoping to put up a little sign like this area is supported by Wild Ones, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't see a problem with that, but if we're going to city council, maybe we could do
Oh.
two signs at the same time. And if you want me to appear as
True.
person, I'd be happy to say, sign
Yeah,
A,
great.
sign B, yes, no. If that's, I'm sorry that I'm ignorant of city council. Is somebody on the city council here?
Those two guys.
Oh,
But
okay.
Ryan's saying Paul needed to talk.
Okay,
He's our
two
representative.
out of seven people are on, okay.
Paul, were you here when they presented?
I was sure they presented it.
Okay.
Nobody seconded it at the meeting.
So,
I didn't really see the need.
At
to put
city
it in
council.
park.
okay.
Oh, you didn't
I
see the
a
need to put
in
it.
park, So I was gonna make a second. and
Okay.
this was a second.
May I make
Okay.
this, may I
Yes.
just make a, I don't know if it's, if I can make a, what's it called when you make a
Motion?
motion
Mhm.
that to revisit with the sign from Wild Ones, the sign for the forest bathing, I'd be happy to present it once I learn
Okay.
more about, I mean, I know what forest bathing
Yes.
is. And then at least we have it, yes or no, at least it's put to rest
Yes.
at that meeting.
Yes,
that
I'm not ready to give up on it.
So that was a motion, second.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Josh?
I wanted to say, would it be possible to ask her, Kristen, to come in and come straight from the source as far as what she would like to
Well,
see?
Right? I mean, if that's their deal, right? So I can reach out to her and ask
Yeah,
her,
I'd say that's the better idea than.
like to really find out.
Because we are not
She does, yeah.
presenting what they are asking for. And I would be uncomfortable voting yes for something like that.
Okay,
So is this something even the park, this committee doesn't want to do?
Yeah, well,
or I think
no,
we're
it's
just
not the
unclear.
committee, it's an individual decision.
I think it's still unclear as to what they're asking the city to do besides babysit the sign.
Okay, because it seems like if we're not for it, then we shouldn't be presenting it to city council.
Yeah, I'm for it. We motioned for
Any
it to
motion
be,
for it?
Well,
to
and
be
it passed,
presented in here.
right,
Then when
okay.
it went to city council, it just died.
No, okay, well, it didn't sound like it was a unanimous decision. Okay, no worries.
What they
But
want
but it
the
will be
city
coming up-
to do.
it will be coming up with
But
the,
then if you're gonna ask for a sign for Wild Ones, I'd separate those two.
okay,
Yeah, Yeah, you don't
Because
wanna-
I'm in favor of the wild ones, but
Yeah.
not so much in favor of the other one. That seems like kind of frou-frou.
Well, if you look at the wild ones that you're talking about, they're supporting something for the city.
Exactly.
Yeah, they gave us some money for.
Right.
Yeah,
Kind of a.
That's a no-brainer
exchange
sort of
there.
deal.
yeah.
Do you have some-
They're doing something for the city, so that makes,
Okay.
Right?
it's logical there.
Do you have some experience with Greater Leadership Rochester that,
I have no clue who they are.
I know it's weird, right?
Oh, I know.
It's the
who they are.
thing. You know who they are?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Do you know Kristen Levesque? Probably
No, but
not.
I know every year they have,
Like different projects that they're.
yeah, and they,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, I will get an update on what that's all about and we'll go from there. Okay. Let's go back to Alice Park. I don't think there's anything else from the city council that we want to talk about. Oh, I would like to make a motion that we get more information about the mental health awareness sign and forest bathing at Orinoco Park and bring it to council, some information to council.
And Forest, what?
Yeah, it's called forest bathing. That's what's gonna be on the sign.
It's a Japanese
It
thing.
sound,
Yeah.
to me, it sounds, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't think I was here for those meetings. It sounds like there's a group that supports mental health that wants the more public to know that forest bathing in nature or else is good for mental health. And that would we like to also share that message? Is there anything else?
Yeah, there's some scannable QR codes on there that they could scan and for
Yeah.
get
Okay.
more information on it.
And so they're probably completing something about their agenda for outreach if we say yes, or if the city says yes. Okay,
It was a 2 foot by 3 foot sign. That's what they had.
What did you guys have in the packet, Jason? Do you know?
It was a PowerPoint presentation, bunch of slides.
Right, which would be too much, right? That'd be too much information. We need to give them less or something,
That is.
Something precise.
right? Okay. I have access to the presentation right now, but we're not going to do that right now. It's already 7:51.
Were you adjourning now?
No, not yet, but I know. Okay, so Alice Park. Several of you.
Wait a minute,
What?
back up.
Oh, shoot. Did anyone second my motion to deal with the sign?
yes,
No, no one did.
I don't think anyone seconded it.
so even though the motion I made was seconded, we're not doing
No,
that.
that was the
That's a
wild
different
ones.
thing.
Okay, right, but it was still seconded. Is that dead in the water? I mean, which is fine. I'm just, so we don't lose track of what we're doing here.
For the wild one sign or something else?
Well, for the wild ones, well, that, I made it double. I made it for the two signs, it was
I
seconded.
would withdraw that motion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, do one at
I
a time.
withdraw that motion.
And make one just for the wild ones.
May I make a motion to, get information from Wild Ones, maybe they can send a representative and, share that information here and then present it to, if we like it, present it to City Hall for permission to put up a sign.
That sounds like a lot more than you were saying before.
I think all you need to do is
Well,
say
somebody
wild
else can
one-
say it.
Well,
Wild
you were
ones
asking
was
about
the
just a
8 by 10.
recognition sign and
Yes.
that's fine.
Okay.
I don't know what else was it that you were trying to ask for?
I wasn't.
Okay, all right, well
So you
then,
would make a
Because you were-
motion to bring before council the presentation of the wild one sign.
yeah,
Yes, thank you.
that's what I understood, but then it's kind of got more
Is that
stuff
what
going
you're
on. that-
seconded, Justin?
Yeah, I'll second just for the sign, yes. Second. that.
Okay.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign. All right, motion carries. Passed it. Okay, so then just to finish, and it sounds like, I don't know if you guys even want more information before we're solid on this. But a motion to approve Rochester Leadership, Greater Rochester Leadership Group to put a sign at Orinoco Park about mental health. That's a lot of words too.
Well, I don't
I
think it's
we
really about
need-
mental health, it's about the benefits of forest bathing, or the benefits of being in nature,
Okay,
maybe.
all right.
And mental health sounds like a whole different story than, I mean, that reminds me of suicide hotlines when you say mental health, but
Are you gonna contact her about her doing, if we pass this, about her presenting?
I'm unclear what you're asking for.
I'm unclear what they're asking for too, to be honest.
Well, then let's just not do a motion, just get more information from her
Okay, and bring an
and then bring
update,
it back to the committee and then move forward.
right?
Let's
Okay,
not put the cart before the horse here.
yeah, because maybe they tabled it. I don't know. Okay. I'm worried that we're not even gonna have a meeting in July, just to be honest, but anyway, okay, carry on. All right, so, yes,
yeah, but just in terms of, not really procedure, but maybe policy, is one of the concerns about about any sign that, and I'm asking this to the committee, that do we have a policy of what we say yes to, what we say no to? Is the danger that, oh, now anybody who wants to say, you know, mountain biking in the parks is great, you know, is the,
yeah, it's the same thing around that, even it's similar to, you know, naming trails after people, we haven't gotten very far on that either.
so, so one of the issues is, what do
Yeah.
we say is a policy issue? What, do we have a policy on what we support or what? Okay, thank you. That's, I just didn't know what the background was on it.
Yeah, because, you know, they're requesting us kind of babysit the sign a little bit.
What does that mean to babies?
Like if it gets damaged, mainly to let them know that it got damaged. Not necessarily fix the damage. So, yeah,
Okay.
that's what I got from it. Did you do that from it?
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't.
Okay. It's all good, it's all good. Let's go to something that we know about. You good with it?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just trying to sort of understand things about slowing things down.
So, I don't know if anyone knows the answer to this. Kevin, when you did garlic mustard removal at Alice Park, did you leave like 3 garbage bags
Yep.
of them?
And I called Kane and he said they'd deal with it and they came, it was may have been a couple days later, but I set them right beside the garbage can that's right beside the outhouse down there and they took care of it.
Awesome, all right, and then Justin, did you go too?
I did not.
Okay.
Down there.
And Lance, you've been down there too. Right? What is with the cedar bushes that were just dumped there? Have you seen those?
Cedar bushes.
Yeah. I swear somebody just pulled bushes out of their yard and dumped them over there.
Great.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
That was a long time ago.
Public Works been notified, they should have picked them up.
Right? You have heard about it?
Yep.
Yeah, see? Too bad they didn't just put them right on the. Anyway, okay, so that's just gonna be an ongoing thing, and I appreciate all of your efforts working on that. I don't know that there's really any reason to mess with it anymore.
No.
Right?
Too late.
Mess with what?
Garlic mustard. It's better to just deal with it in the beginning stages.
This won't be a popular response. There's still a lot of, it won't go to seed until about,
Okay.
later in July, and there's still a lot of it down in that area behind the planters. We don't want to deal with it, fine, but I'm just saying it's still, there's a lot there. It won't go to seed for another few weeks.
Okay, so it still would be valuable to
Bag it.
pull them and bag them, because pulling and leaving is really bad. Is that
Yes.
accurate?
Correct.
Because they probably are a type of plant that goes to seed even if it's not in the ground.
Absolutely. And the plants will die this year anyway, no matter what. If we can pull the plants before the seeds in the ground.
Right, interrupt the seed source.
All the plants that are gonna go to seed will die in any case. If we can have them die without the seeds hitting the ground, that will work. So may I suggest that we have another evening of pulling garlic mustard at Alice Park? Or no, or you can say no. I'm just throwing it out there.
No.
No, I mean, if it's still something that's valuable, let's keep going for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I usually say by July
Okay.
the 4th. If it's not gone by July the 4th, then forget it after July the 4th.
Okay, cool. All right. And Lance, when you go down there, you brought it home almost or
I
something,
did.
right? Okay,
Went in my own garbage.
right, okay. Fantastic. All right. Rylan, can can I bring it to you for music in the park, please?
Sure, so the Sunday night was canceled due to the weather. And so we've rescheduled it now for July 21st.
You did get a date already, July
We
21st.
have new dates, so.
Okay.
So I got down there about 5 o'clock. I'd heard that the drummer was gonna be there, or the guy that plays the bass guitar. He's the one that's in charge of all the equipment. So I looked at the forecast for 4 o'clock, looked like it was gonna spread and go away or go around, but we unloaded the van that he had with all the speakers and amplifiers. So
Oh,
let
no.
me look at it one more time, so then it looked like it was coming over Orinoco. So I called the leader and we discussed it, and it looked like it was gonna be too much of a hassle in case it did rain or dark clouds, nobody would come, so we decided to cancel it. And they posted on Facebook and different Facebooks and the event, and so we've rescheduled now for the 21st, it's opening, so. And that works with the band, so we're all set up, so I'll change the advertisements.
Was that the thing you sent yesterday that was canceled? Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Is it okay if I say it was postponed until July 21st, or am I supposed to say canceled and then
Rescheduled.
scheduled? All right, fantastic. All right, I have not been down there, but I kind of drove by and I could see it. It looks like the previous like bear trails are doing good. I don't know if anyone goes down there. But did you get,
I
You
got,
have
I got
boxes
4
of
of them out, but I haven't been down there to check them out.
okay, but you do have four bluebird boxes. Fantastic, thank you. And you probably have you been to Garden Park?
Yeah.
Check those out. How are those doing?
All Wrens.
Of course,
What do you say?
all wrens.
Oh.
All right. Okay.
I could come back to the garlic mustard thing.
Yeah,
Ron
let's-
and I were planning on meeting up Monday to put some of the watering of the
Oh,
silk
yeah.
waters in the planters. And could we start down at Alice Park? And if anybody wanted to join down there
Sure.
to
So
help.
turn that into a garlic mustard festival?
And-
Sure,
On Monday, next Monday?
Yeah,
great.
kind of divide and conquer.
Yeah, perfect. No, excellent.
What's the time frame?
I probably can't be down there until around 5:30.
I'll be there at 5.
Oh,
So that's Monday, the 10th.
yeah.
I'll be there at 5. And
Okay.
I'll bring cookies or something.
No, you won't.
Baked,
You
baked.
don't need to bring baked cookies.
No,
What?
baked.
Don't bring anything.
Except gloves and bags, maybe.
Just bring a trash bag.
And
Trash
cookies.
And
I
water.
like to bring bait. A bait usually works for volunteers, so.
Bait.
Oh, my God.
Baked.
All right.
Switch.
No, just, delicious cookies.
And I guess if we have enough of us there, do we have to put that on the webs?
Yeah, so I will, put it out there. I would have Renee put it on. her site
I'm
and
guessing
stuff.
we won't have enough
Because-
there. I'm gonna say, and if we do, we're gonna say, please go away.
No, we're not.
Someone's gonna sing, Dawn, please go away, you know.
Okay.
yeah.
I'll come at 3 o'clock and I'll work till 5 and then I'll leave. Oh, shit.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
it'll be
No, I mean,
hot
I
at
can't
3
walk.
o'clock.
I mean, I don't think we're gonna have, how many is a quorum?
3.
Oh, really? Oh,
Mhm.
well, let's not do that, okay. Well, yes, you wanna start early.
No,
And, what was her name? Dana used to always come in and.
yes.
She.
And Joy would probably be willing to
Yeah,
come, stuff like that.
So maybe
we
it's
can
good.
reach out.
Great, can you do a Facebook thing or whatever?
Yeah.
Great.
we can reach out. Okay. All right. Okay. I have. Yeah, so since we don't have anyone here from parks, we don't really know what the trees that were planted down there. I found it very interesting. I think they're all evergreens. Have you noticed? Have you looked?
The garden? Yeah,
Right?
I believe so.
The ones that the Lions planted,
So is that what it is? Lions planted. Thank
Yeah.
you. Okay.
they are all conifers.
What inspired them to do that? Just because, right?
It's the goodness of their heart. I don't. John Marks called me and asked if it'd be
Oh.
all right. And I thought. He asked about Alice Park he asked about Virginia Wimmer's property because Alice Park is kind of
Yes.
small. So, and I said, well, see, sure, you could plant them. But I think they put them all at Garden Park.
Quick question, down at Ellis Park, when I was planting the planters, there was like something in a mesh with a red flag on it. Did somebody plant something of there? It looked like it's trying to protect it with a red flag. When I looked in there, there was nothing in there. So nobody here knows what that was about. Okay,
All I know is that the Kentucky coffee tree that I planted there 5 years ago is no longer there. So
okay, no, this is, it looked, there's a dead tiny fir tree in there. Or some, I don't know my fir trees, but something that was evergreen, it's no longer evergreen, but I may just remove that fencing then in the flag, because it's kind of distracting.
Oh, there's a fencing thing?
Well, yeah, that's something to protect it.
the mesh tube that we used
Hmm.
over at.
Oh, this is just chicken wire.
Oh, wasn't plastic.
No, just chicken wire with a red flag, and it looks like there's a dead evergreen.
I have no idea what that is.
Okay, so
Is that by the planters or along the river?
halfway up the, no, halfway from the planters, just keep heading up the hill.
Oh, that might not be city property. That's probably.
I'm pretty sure this part is city property. It's not that far. It's like 4 feet from the edge of the planters.
Is there ever an intention to put those garden plots back at Garden Park, or are we done with that?
I think we're waiting for a demand or something. I don't know. There was one person that inquired for a garden plot last year. And then I don't know that anyone's inquired for one this year, and it was a mess last
Yeah, it was a
year.
mess last year and people just thought that.
Yeah, so it doesn't get tilled until we say it should be tilled, I guess, too.
Cause those evergreens are pretty much right where the gardens used to be.
No, the evergreens are more where the parking was for,
Okay.
For the garden.
I guess the parking did move a little bit farther to the west.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The shed is still there, and I still have stuff in there, but no one's told me to take it out yet. Fence posts and whatnot, but, yeah, so it's still an opportunity that has not been requested. River Park. We only have tennis lines, no, is it tennis and pickleball? But it's a tennis net,
Yeah, I mean, the heights, I think it's minuscule, the difference, it's not much. So
isn't it? I mean, that's what I was trying to figure out, like, I don't know if it's worth, and is the net in good condition?
I believe so. I haven't been down there much this year.
Cause if the net were not in good, so I would imagine the next time we need to replace a net. We might aim for a pickleball net instead of. a tennis.
Probably would be, I do see people playing tennis down there.
You do, okay. Alright. Well,
I don't
let's
think
hope,
we have any championship pickleball players down there
No.
that are gonna be complaining about it too much.
right,
My
right,
wife just got into that pickleball.
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Has she used River Park yet?
no, she went over to play in, Byron over there at the golf course. They got
Really?
things over there and the gals said nobody's using them, so she invited a couple, 4 of them that would go over there and play today, so.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a 2-inch difference.
2 inch
That
difference.
head.
Okay,
Well, hold on, pickleball net's 36 inches tall. What are the difference between them?
What else you got on the agenda?
Move it along.
is there any need to repair anything at Carroll Cowden Park regarding the, disc
No.
golf?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know either. And then, this was suggested. I don't know at what point. For Riverwood Hills Park, I don't know at what point we would be wanting to bring to council that we would like to have a dog park over there. Jason sent me some suggestions about it and saying that we should have, I feel like at this point, it's one of those things that's on our agenda, but what I appreciated from Jason is he gave us some ideas of, some dog parks that he knows about from Brookings, South Dakota. And, they should, if somebody really wanted to do this, they should come prepared with information to present to the committee That, even if it's simple ideas such as a map, drawn lines for fencing and space, so on and so forth. I just don't know that anyone is that fired up about it at this time. And can you really just put it where the septic drain fields were? Once those
Why
are
are you
done?
looking at me? I have no idea.
Cause you respond when I look at you, Lynn. So,
Wouldn't, if somebody wishes for a dog park, shouldn't they come here and request that?
I would think so.
So I think the response, I don't know if the response has been made, but the response is, please present your idea with the costs and benefits, disadvantages, advantages to our committee.
This sounds good. You do all the work. So this sounds.
Well, but if they're asking for something,
Yeah.
then they
Well, yeah,
maybe.
sounds good.
there's gotta be a demand for it, and
Let's do the work and figure it out.
if we don't know about the demand, then we can't do
Right.
anything about
So
it.
I mean, I don't think our role is to find out what they want. Their role is to tell us what they want.
Yeah.
So may I suggest, has somebody responded to them already?
yes, she said she can't find the email that she sent to Renee, so maybe I could have Renee look.
I'm guessing it's the one from her daughter, because there was one that I've been trying to find for the last week
Oh,
in emails too, that we got somebody's daughter in town wanted a dog park at somewhere.
So then we
They're
wait
not
for
even
them,
from here?
we wait for them
No, they're
to,
here,
Okay.
I get so many emails, I'm
so
sorry.
we wait for them to complain that nobody responded.
Well,
I mean, I don't mean to like,
if somebody knows who that is, request that they come to the park meeting, at the next park meeting,
right,
present it to us, present it to the city here, or to the Parks Committee.
So, but do we know, I mean, so is it easy to say this person needs to make a presentation? I mean, do we know who that
We
person
don't know
is?
who it is.
Okay,
I don't
so
know
but
what it is,
I think that's the deal.
that's what I'm trying to say. They can always make a second request. If we don't know who they are, I mean, like all of us have people who don't reply and eventually we say,
Well, does the dog park fall under our parks, or would it just be part of this, go to the city council? That'd be I don't know.
if they're using,
I mean, I guess that would be my question. If somebody was requesting a dog park, does it necessarily have to come before our committee? Can it go straight to council?
if they're gonna use park land,
Part of the problem is whether what happens to whoever owns the drain
Oh,
fields now,
yeah.
is it get bequeathed to the city? And then thus becomes part of an addition to the Riverwood Hills Park?
Okay.
I guess that's the question that I
Yeah.
have is,
Well,
who's got jurisdiction over
You
it?
got any idea, Ryan,
What's the demand?
where that's gonna fall?
With 500 homes in Orinoco, is it one home asking
Don't
for
we
it?
have more than 500 homes?
wait, may I make it, if we don't know who the
Anyway,
person is, can
It's
we-
Emily Fletcher,
Okay,
and I will email you to look up Fletcher. Okay, it should have came from Emily Fletcher, but it would have gone to who knows who,
but that's okay. Maybe just say, please re-request it.
right?
But I think that's as much as we should do,
Yeah.
because, I mean, we have all kinds of.
It's beyond our scope.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, Lance brought up a good point. We don't even know.
Well, that's what I liked. I like
Greenfield.
exactly what Lance
It's gonna
just
be,
said.
it's gonna be the cities, I mean, it's gonna be housing, is it gonna be?
It's the jurisdiction
Yeah.
of the whole thing.
Yes, and that's, I think, why I have it on the agenda is for the fact of waiting for it to finally be. What is it gonna be, turned over from Fitzgerald or something? I mean, it kind of is already, right?
What's that?
How will, the drain fields and the subdivisions
Turned over to the city.
already
It's been decommissioned, so it's part of the city now.
decommissioned, so it's part of the city. So as the city decides what to do with that land, I think is what
Right.
we're discussing.
But,
Okay,
may I,
That's true for all the drain.
right?
may I ask also, again, is this
Yes.
something that's a little bit confusing maybe because we don't have a policy on how to make a
Yeah.
request? Okay, that's all it sounds like we don't know the process for it. Okay, thank you.
Well, any other process, I mean, we've had people come before and submit a proposal.
Sure.
We've discussed, and that's kind of the process.
But what I'm trying to say is it seems like sitting here, this email is out there floating around. We don't, what do we do when we know the request was made, but they didn't make it here? It seems like, on the web, I haven't looked at the webpage, but does the webpage say if you have a request from whichever committee, please come to the committee?
Yeah, so I had written to Emily March 4th. Did you send me your letter yet? And she said, oh, I haven't. It's weird. I can't find the one I sent. I really just want to propose a dog park in Orinoco somewhere. And so what I'm gonna include in our minutes is that, what should we do with the decommissioned drain fields? And I don't think that's been determined, right?
No.
So that would just be one of the suggestions. I like it. Okay,
I think it's ours.
yeah, what would it be?
I don't wanna go any further on this thing, but I just don't think it's the park's decision. I think when those drain fields get decommissioned, they should be brought to the city council to figure out what they wanna do with them. And if they wanna leave them barren or whatever, but that's gotta go there before they even come to the park, my opinion.
It's got, yeah, I agree,
So,
I agree.
So
with
these
that.
aren't parks yet.
No, they are not.
Okay.
so,
Exactly.
That makes.
All right, Rylan and Jason, as far as you know, there's T-ball happening. It would have already happened. Is T-ball happening at Memorial Park this year?
Yes.
Fantastic. So still Tuesdays. Through June. Okay. So things are going well with that as far as anyone knows,
As far as I know, I haven't heard otherwise.
Out of it this year.
right? And, still in the back of our mind, we're trying to figure out, so Jason, last month we talked about putting a basketball hoop there somehow at Memorial Park. And so that would just be something that we need to propose, probably come up with costs or something, location, all that kind of jazz.
Yep.
So,
Get the whole project put together and then vote on it as to, what you guys wanna do and come to a consensus, and
right,
then, once you guys have that, you can get brought to city council.
okay. All right. Is there anything else anyone needs to visit about parks and trails today? I would still love to see a bridge once we get that MinDOT stuff figured out, but that's a whole nother ball of wax. Do
That's
a
what-
bridge.
that's what we saw.
What do you think this high water right now is?
Start fundraising.
Right, start fundraising? I know. Does it look, it's high over by my place on that side of the world. It's, Pine Island, you guys, we were watching the water come up into the park.
Pine Islands Park is full of water right now.
That's not unusual.
Right? Right, but so far, we're handling the water
It's a
okay
floodplain.
around here, so that is good.
Right now, we don't need another inch of rain.
No,
It's probably gonna happen tomorrow night.
is July first really our next?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's probably doable. Is that doable for people that are here?
Yeah.
July first?
So I know, from Florida. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I appreciate everyone's attendance this evening and I make a motion to adjourn and reconvene on July first.
I
Second.
said that.
All right, at 8:17, Justin second, and all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Oh my gosh, motion carries.
Thank
We
you
get to
for-
adjourn at 8:17.
Thank you for hurting us, cats.